Hello and welcome. Well, as you know, this session has been recorded and we will be sharing the recording by email with everyone registered. Meeting some folks here. All right. And as all of our presentations here at Royal Roads University, we'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are located on the traditional lands of the Kusepsun and Lakwongan families, and it has been a long tradition of teaching and learning on these lands. I'm Francisco Levi, and I'm an education specialist here at Red Rose University. And I'm so excited to be here with Zoë MacLeod, our Associate Vice President of Professional and Continuing Studies. Welcome, Zoë. We are gonna explore this exciting program. And we're also here with some folks that you can't see on video, but will be in our chat box. So a big thank you to Lisa Murray from our enrollment services for being here and helping answer all questions that come from today's session. This is our agenda for today. So before we get into the agenda, we would like to know a little bit about you, who you are. So please text on our chat box and let us know where are you joining us from. By the way, I'm joining from Victoria. I'm actually on campus today. You can also mention what sector are you currently in and what are you hoping to learn in today's session. That will help to get a sense of what information can we provide to make sure this session was helpful for you today. Well, so while the introduction starts coming in, I will explore our day. It's going to look like. Next, we will move into a brief exploration of the RRU experience. Then we will move into a program overview and cap off with the application process and requirements walkthrough. And of course, we will leave time at the end of today's session for any questions that have come up, but please feel free to pop questions in the chat box as they come up for you. We're more than happy to engage as they come. And for those of you who haven't been on the island before, we are located on Vancouver Island. It's a beautiful place to visit. We are located in the south part of the island in Victoria, which is in rank #1 of Canada's best small cities in 2022. So we are very proud to be located in these beautiful lands. And I'm gonna jump in on what we value here at Red Rose University. We see life as a qualification because our doors were open with the purpose of doing things differently, and they remain open. You will find here professors who know your name and encourage communications. And equally important, our learning is based on life. Our students are the ones that bring real challenges from the workplace into the classroom. And you will find here connections for life. And you will see that we were built differently with so many reasons, including our online learning component from the very beginning. We are also probably a Shaka campus because change making extends through our culture and mentorship and collaboration to create opportunities for students not only to learn, but contribute with purpose and impact to the world. A little bit here of our space. Here you can see some photos of our Learning and Innovation Center on the left-hand side, the Recreation Center. Close by, we have our Japanese gardens, the Esquimalt Lagoon, located in front of our castle. And we're so lucky to have this beautiful physical space. But besides this, we have been actually moving in online learning for over 25 years as well. So with that, I'll pass the microphone over to Zoë to tell us more about this program.
Thank you so much, Francisco, and welcome and thank you everyone for joining us and your interest in the Master of Arts in Executive and Organizational Coaching. As Francisco mentioned, my name is Zoë MacLeod, and my role at the university is Associate Vice President for Professional Continuing Studies, which houses this program and a whole lot more, including a suite of graduate certificates, diplomas, professional and applied programming, Indigenous and in-community programming, continuing education, contract training, and English language training. There's a lot going on. It's likely our paths have crossed if you've completed the graduate certificate in executive coaching. And so if you are coming back to learn a little bit more, it's nice to see you here. Maybe if we're getting started, it would be great to know if you have completed the certificate or an advanced course with us and which ones, and you can put that in the chat as well. So why an MA? A few reasons you'll see on the slide here. Developing new programs in academic institutions isn't always easy. For a decade, we have been working to understand the needs of this new profession and of practicing coaches. We've been listening and learning, and we're really excited to be able to launch this new degree in this field. We know that we just scratched the surface in our graduate certificate program, and our alumni continued to ask for more learning, more depth, more contextual offerings to supplement their foundational learning. There is really just so much more to learn, and we also know that the world is changing really fast. Leaders require conversations that will inspire hope and opportunities to engage in powerful visioning for desired and sustained change. We also need more research in this field. This was an opportunity for us to create new and applied research and to contribute to the scholarly body of work. You already know Royal Roads is a leader in this space. We're first in Canada to launch a degree that I'm aware of. And really the global pandemic has created many challenges, with it some opportunities as well. It's a bit of a tricky time to be helping people think through challenges from an organizational perspective. The current global context gives rise for reviewing priorities, reflection, assisting people to move towards their true potential. Many of you will have seen things like the Great Resignation and the quiet quitting. We know, and you all likely have encountered, the last few years have been really taxing, extremely taxing. It takes stamina, courage, increasing resilience to step into leadership roles, never mind managing people, processes, and even panic throughout the pandemic. And we all need safe spaces to talk to each other and think through how to move forward when there is really just so much uncertainty. Coaching is a prime profession to assess people to do that work and really to help humanity flourish. We know the field will benefit from further research. We know that you will benefit from deepening your learning and your practice, and we're pretty sure the world will benefit from both. So quickly, a little bit of a program overview. As you will see here, the degree is a 36-credit degree. We built it in a modular format so that you can start with the graduate certificate in executive coaching. And once you finish that certificate, you can move on into advanced coaching courses where you can deepen your learning in areas such as coaching psychology, ethics, and evaluation. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple of slides. But the program essentially has stackable credentials. So the 9-credit graduate certificate credential provides a pathway into the master's degree. So you essentially stack on top. You can even stack another certificate along the way if you're not quite ready for the MA. So students need to complete the graduate certificate in executive coaching or an approved equivalent, and we can talk a little bit more about that, in order to transfer into the degree. For those of you who have already completed some of the core or elective courses through the Advanced Coaching Practices certificate or through General Studies, we work with you on an individual completion plan to make sure that you have what you need to complete the master's program as well. So currently in the Master of Arts in Executive and Organizational Coaching program, you take 5 required courses. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And you have an applied project with some additional courses or a thesis option. But just to start, I'll talk a little bit about the graduate certificate portion, module 1, if you will. And Essentially, students start the program, you apply to the graduate certificate in executive coaching. This is usually 6 to 7 months, depending on where holidays fall. It starts with a blended course that consists of some online pre-work, a 6-day virtual residency, or an intensive week on campus. So currently our January offering is completely virtual, and then our April and September offerings have an in-person intensive week on campus. And then you finish with a virtual capstone at the end of the program. In the middle, students take 2 distance courses, and throughout, I would say, do a lot of applied learning and a lot of coaching practice. And this first part of the program is really about excelling at and honing your coaching skills and abilities. Once you've completed this first module, the graduate certificate, you'll apply to complete the master's and transfer those credits into the degree. We also broke out 3 courses from the master's degree into an advanced certificate for those who are eager to keep learning and a master's degree just really isn't in their plan. This program shares 3 online courses with the master's degree and students. So you take ethics in the coaching profession, the psychology of coaching, and group and team coaching, and you can bundle those into a graduate certificate as well. And then, of course, if you decide that you want to continue on into the degree, you're almost there. So you can transfer those courses into the degree as well. For the master's completion, as you transition to the degree, you complete 5 core courses. So transformative practice, coaching for global impact. That course in particular is the residency or in-person week, currently scheduled for the next offering, June 2023. And this course in particular is where we invite you to reconnect with your learning, reignite your passion for this work. You basically will engage with inspiring thought leaders who will provoke new approaches for transformative practice. Really, we're going to focus on the emphasis on the impact of coaching and how that affects and can bring a coaching culture for individuals and organizations. So the courses are currently listed here in order of completion. So you take the residency course, then you move into ethics, psychology, group and team coaching, and then you take a social science research methods course, which is going to prepare you for your completion options. So you can choose an applied project track. So you take 2 courses and project, or you can complete the thesis. Both of those options are 12 credits. Currently, at the moment, we have 4 elective courses, creating coaching cultures, somatic coaching, coaching for social change, and intercultural competence and global coaching. And so you can choose 2 of those courses to complete the applied project track option. The thesis, certainly the project track, both of those options, the project track gives you about a 6-month time frame, and then the thesis track essentially allows you for a year of scholarly research and writing. And we can, of course, talk more about those throughout the program, and they will be quite individualized as you select your topic areas. So if you were thinking about doing an applied project, your coursework and project would happen between May and November of 2024. And if you did the thesis, it would be May 2024 and May through to May 2025. Now, if you have done some of the other courses already, some of you may have found yourself in that space, then we do what we would call an individual completion plan for you, and you can actually finish a little bit early. And also, if you have already completed coach training elsewhere, we can evaluate and provide credit to the program so that you don't have to start right at the beginning and complete the graduate certificate in executive coaching. So as long as you have International Coaching Federation accreditation program training, there's ways that we can explore whether you will get 6 or 9 credits coming in. The other thing that is important to note is that we are aligned with the International Coaching Federation. The accreditation is evolving as we speak. Royal Roads is currently an accredited coach training provider, and we are in the process of transitioning to the new level 2 accreditation. Our executive coaching graduate certificate remains accredited in their new accreditation process and will stay as a level 2. But we also do have continuing coach education hours and competency hours and resource hours available for all of our advanced courses in the master's program as well. So that's a quick overview of the program. I see there's a few questions in the chat, and I'll turn it back to Francisco just to talk about the logistics and how to, and then we'll open it up for questions as well, and I'll see if I can answer some questions in the chat along the way. So back to you, Francisco.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Zoe. Yes, we will dive into the application overviews now. And if anyone has questions, feel free to pop them in the chat box as we're moving forward here. We would like to start by letting you know what the admissions requirements are. So here at Red Rose University, we have two admissions pathways. As you can see here, our standard admissions as well as our flexible admissions. So standard admissions, to begin, requires the completion of either an undergraduate 4-year or comparable degree, or a graduate degree in arts, business, or another related field, and at least 7 years of relevant full-time work experience with 3 years at the management level. And now let's talk about our flexible admissions. Flexible admissions can also be conceptualized as the professional pathway, or I like to conceptualize it as the professional pathway. So for those learners who may not have the traditional academic background, but have been working in their field for a set period of time and have acquired that lived experience that is so relevant and appreciated in our classrooms. We normally require at least 7 years of extensive full-time work experience and some post-secondary education. We do assess our flexible admissions on a case-by-case basis. So in case you're interested in learning more about what flexible admissions could mean for you, please connect with our offices, as we are more than happy to explore that with you. Now I'm gonna jump into how to apply. So here we have a quick snapshot of the application process. It begins with an online application, which includes a fee of $131.39. And once that's in, we then look for some supporting documents. So as you can see here, we look for official transcripts, a personal statement, a detailed resume, as well as 2 letters of reference. If you go to our website, and I think this is helping us with some links in the chat box, we have some guiding questions as to what you should look at answering in that document. For the detailed resume as well, we have some information as to how that can be structured, and for those official transcripts and the letters of reference, we have some guidance as well as how those documents can be submitted to. And our upcoming intake, we're just around the corner. Well, a little bit, it's almost the end of the year. So this program will begin on June 5th, 2023, and put in its application deadline at March 5th, 2023. So if you have any questions about upcoming intakes, please connect with us. Can provide you with that information also. And as per our tuition, the master tuition for domestic students is $34,962, and for international students, it's $42,765. But if you completed our GC in executive coaching, you are an executive coaching alumni, or for those who are receiving equivalences from other programs, the tuition will be $24,456. I would also like to remind you that our financial aid and awards specialists have resources available to you, both internally and externally. So if you'd like to learn more about loans, awards, scholarships, or types of funding, please connect with our financial aids and awards specialists. Here on the same slide, we have enrollment services, contact email and phone numbers, and they're very excited to hear from all of you. And with that, we have come to the end of the presentation portion of our webinar today. So thank you so much for being here.